This has been a hectic month, I'll be honest. I started a new job and I'm over the moon with that. I also went away on a small holiday, so my time this month was really compressed. So in this video, I'm going to go over kind of how I performed with my goals for May in the 5 areas of career, health, wealth, relationships, and education. And then I'm going to go over my plan for June. Let's first dive in with career goals. Now for me, I had a lot of job-related goals. They were apply for 5 or more web development positions, apply for a few analyst positions, and possibly apply for a evening or weekend job. And then on the YouTube side of things, I wanted to upload 8 videos. So as I said, I got a job and that kind of meant I hit the job goals on the head. I did apply for about 2 or 3 jobs whilst I was still interviewing, but I got an offer fairly quickly, so I didn't really progress with my job goals there. Now, in terms of YouTube, I am a little bit disappointed in myself. I only managed to upload 6 videos instead of the 8 that I wanted to do. I have one video which I had recorded and I basically had it on my hard drive ready to upload, but I really wasn't happy with the quality, so I haven't uploaded that one. I mean, still, that would have only been 7, not 8, so I still didn't hit that goal. Now for the health area, these goals are pretty much similar to the month before and will probably be similar to next month as well. That was manage my blood glucose to about 8.5 millimoles per litre on average for the month. I needed to work out 3 to 4 times a week and track calories to around 2,300 calories. The blood sugar, they were slightly up this month, I'll be honest. Not great, they were averaged about 9.4, and I have 2 kind of reasons for this. One was I went away for a few days and my blood sugars were quite high over that time, which isn't great, but I'd rather they were high than low because I was walking up and down mountains. And then the second part of that is starting a new job. Stress kind of increases my blood sugar a little bit, so that kind of impacted my sugars slightly. I just need to get better at managing that. Now for exercise and calorie tracking, it started off pretty well actually. For the first 2 weeks, I was quite happy. I was exercising 3 or 4 times a week. I was tracking my calories a bit. But then as soon as I went away and started working, it's just totally fallen off. And I'm kind of struggling to get back into a routine of things. Commuting, traveling, planning meals, all that kind of stuff's taking a bit more time. So I just need to work on getting my routine back in order. The wealth goal for May was to make £100. And let me tell you, I made 20p trading. Yes! I just really struggled with this goal. The market crashed. Like I say, I made one trade where I made 20p. I'm quite happy with that. I believe I've still actually got a trade going on, which I really should have gotten out of with the stop loss. But now it's that mental, emotional thing of if I don't get out of the trade, it doesn't really count as a loss, but I really should have because it's absolutely plummeted. And yeah, so not great there. I did have a few other things. So I wanted to sell an old mountain bike and some junior golf clubs I've got in my garage. Fortunately, I ran out of time and I didn't get to clean them up or post them anywhere. So that's something I can hopefully do this month. I really just want to clear out my garage a little bit for some space. I'd like to get some more gym equipment. But yeah, unfortunately, I really did not perform well on this goal. Now for education, this was again similar to previous months. Read 2 books, 8 hours of German a week. I wanted to finish this course on Skillshare by Ali Abdaal to do with YouTube, and I was going to start learning a little bit of Python. It's a programming language. I did finish 2 books. They were quite short books, I'll be honest. I think one was like 200 pages, 197 pages, something like that, and another one was 127 pages. One of the books was 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, I believe his name was, which is quite interesting, all about startups and going basically 0 from 1. So right now, a lot of people, when they're building companies, they're actually just improving on existing products. And this was more, you need to change your mindset of creating a totally new product. So that was quite interesting. And the second book was Shift to Wealth in 28 Days, something like that, by Becca Lewis. I really did not enjoy this book. This was a shorter book. This was the 127 pages one. And I really struggled to read it. And that kind of impacted reading for the entire month because I just did not want to finish this book. But because it was so short, I was like, I may as well finish it. I just didn't get anything out of it. Link it in the description if you want to check it out. I feel like I need to read some kind of fun book, like a crime or a thriller, something like that right now. So if you got any recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. Next up was the Skillshare course by Ali Abdaal on YouTube, and I really enjoyed this course. He speaks very fast, and sometimes it's quite hard to get all the information in. One thing I kind of picked up was to bring more energy to the YouTube videos, and generally I don't feel like I bring that much energy, so that's something I'm actively trying to work towards. And then there's a lot of other things like kind of taking inspiration from other YouTubers, how they do the thumbnails, the descriptions, the titles, kind of how they present themselves on screen. Do they have a dark background, a light background? What do they do with their hands? Where are they sitting? Things like that. And then there was quite a few bits on audio, video, and lighting, which was very interesting. It was a weird mix between basic and not so basic, so I did get quite a few things out of it. Again, I'll have that link down below if you want to check out that course. Next up is German, and German did not go very well this month. I think I completed about 19 hours in total, so really, really far away from my goal. Next month, I'm going to reduce it down quite a lot. One thing I've decided to do next month is actually reduce the amount of listening I'm doing with the podcasts. So I commute about 1.5 to 2 hours every day now, and that would be a great way to listen to more German and be kind of engrossed in the language. But hear me out, I'm not going to do that because the podcasts are great, but they are a little bit too advanced for me. So I wouldn't really be getting that much out of them by passively listening to them. I kind of have to focus on them quite a bit now when I'm listening. So I think it's best if I work towards, building up my vocabulary, just really building up a basic level of German before I start listening more to those podcasts on commuting. And finally, the Python course. I didn't start it, unfortunately. Python is something I do want to learn, but right now it's kind of not aligning with what I need to do with work and some of my other goals. So maybe that'll be something I pick up later in the year or next year. The last goal is relationships. I didn't actually set myself a goal for relationships last month because, I had a lot going on. However, I did go away with my friend, so that was really nice. Although I really didn't hit many of my goals this month for me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said, I went on holiday with my friend. I went to Fort William watching the downhill mountain biking, and that was excellent, although it rained pretty much the entire time we were there. And then starting a new job, I'm over the moon with that. I'm very happy. It's a lot to take on, though. I'm learning a lot, and it's just, commuting and getting back into a routine is very difficult. And because my routine is all kind of out of whack right now, I'm taking my foot off the gas a little bit for the goals next month. And I'm kind of going to focus on building those routines from the ground up again. That being said, I'll start off with my career goals for June, and that is to upload 4 YouTube videos. My time's going to be quite compressed again next month. I may also be going away with work. So I'm kind of making this easy and just saying the 4 videos. Probably going to be things like CSS battles and code wars, but let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Next up is health, and this one is a big one for building up my routines. Blood sugars again, 8.5 or lower for my average. I really do need to get these back on track, just all over the place. Then exercise 3 to 4 times a week again. That's just a habit thing. I've totally fallen out of it. It's just kind of having the energy after work I'm struggling with. So I'm going to try and focus on doing really small full body sessions. And this isn't really a goal, but just kind of a habit I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start meal prepping on a Sunday a lot more. I bought this really awesome cookbook, the Meal Prep King, I think it was called. So it looks like it's got some really good recipes in there. I'm going to try that this week and see how we get on. I don't think it's going to be great for vegetarian people. There's a lot of meat in there, so be careful with that. Now, for wealth and relationships, I'm actually not going to set any goals this month. Although I do want to sell my mountain bike and those junior golf clubs, I'm not really going to count that as a wealth goal. But for education, I've got 3 goals again. 2 books. So I've got one on public speaking that I borrowed from my mate. I need to read that. And as I said, I kind of want to read something fun. I don't know what. I've got quite a few books, but let me know any good ideas. Then my German, as I said, I'm going to reduce this quite a lot, and I'm only going to go for 3 hours of German a week, which is a drastic drop from the 8 hours I had last month, but a lot more manageable. And the last part of my education goals will be learning 1 hour of the Odin project each week. Maybe 1.5 hours, depending on how well I do. And that's because I don't want to stop learning web development. I think the Odin project is brilliant, and I would love to complete it. So yeah, 1 hour to 1.5 hours each week as a minimum. As I said, not the best months for actually hitting my goals in May, but I really enjoyed it. Next month is going to be a big focus on getting my habits and routines in order and making sure I kind of get that working around my new job. Make sure you go check out this next video over here. And if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you'd like to see more, then please subscribe. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you later.